Hello and welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to take a box of cheeseburger macaroni and make it taste good. Okay, to start with, you're going to need a large skillet, which we're going to be on medium to high heat. To it, you are going to add at least a half cup of pepper onion blend. If you look on the screen, you can see the box that I'm using of cheeseburger macaroni mix. It's a generic, but it still is decent enough to work with. And you're going to start sizzling your pepper onion blend. And as you can see on the screen, that is what it looks like. It comes in the freezer section. That way it's a little easier on you. The good thing is you're only going to use a portion of this bag. You're going to have it for many other things in the future, which is great. To your skillet, you're going to add a half pound of ground beef. Once you get it into the pan, you're going to want to break it up, and as you break it up, then you want to incorporate the peppers and onions into it, because as they are simmering in the pan with the beef, they're going to give it a little bit of flavor. So once you get it all mixed together, you are going to want to let it simmer. Your whole goal here is to get it browned on the ground beef, but to make sure everything is incorporated, and you will need to stir this up, mix it up several times to get there. But it's easier sometimes to let it brown and then flip it and break it up. To this, you are going to add 1 tablespoon of steak seasoning. Then on top of that, you're going to add a teaspoon of garlic pepper seasoning, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of pepper, and then you're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. This is going to turn the heat up a little bit, but it's going to give it a good taste while you're doing it. So once you get that all in, you're going to want to chop it up, mix it up, and actually get all that seasoning through the ground beef and the peppers and onions. So that way you're going to get a great flavor from this. You don't want to actually not mix it up well and have too much of a seasoning in one spot like that crushed red pepper. You will get a taste in your mouth from that. So mix it thoroughly. As you're going, make sure you chop into the ground beef and break it up, because you don't want these to be large pieces of ground beef. You want them broken up into bits, so that way when it mixes through later with the actual noodles and the cheese sauce, it's going to actually be distributed really well. So as I said before, keep mixing it up. Go from time to time to let it sit for a while to go brown, and then flip it and break it up again until everything in the ground beef looks like it's been thoroughly cooked and is browned. And at this point, you can see the ground beef has been browned off. If you have excess oil in here, and I mean a lot of it, you might want to spoon it out before you add your water. If you don't have a lot, then go ahead to your 1 cup of hot water. And then to that, you're going to add 2 cups of milk. Now in the box mix, it comes with a packet that has a powdered cheese in it. So go ahead and sprinkle that over top right now. Make sure you get everything out of the little packet, because you do need it all. And inside of the box also are your noodles, which they're elbow macaroni. and you want to dump those in right now. And once everything is in, go ahead and stir it up and mix it through, because you want to make sure that the cheese powder mixes in with the milk and water to give you a cheese sauce. You're going to have to stir this a few times to get it thoroughly done, because there will be powder clumps everywhere throughout it, so you need to actually keep stirring to get it mixed through. So as you can see, I've had this cooking for a while, and I want to come in and stir it again. I would suggest stirring this periodically just to make sure that it cooks through, because you have to cook this for at least 20 some minutes to make sure it cooks through. You're trying to get a consistency, and timing it usually takes me about 25 minutes to get. That doesn't mean it's going to work the same way on your stove, depending on how hot you get on your burner or your gas heat, because it will change sometimes. So stir it up, and you're going to go for a consistency to where it looks like a lot of it's cooked through, which is what this looks like right here. Because even though it's a little liquidy, as it cools it will thicken. So you kind of just want to get to this point. You're going to have to eyeball it, but everything at this point should be cooked through. But if you stop at this point, you're going to have a good consistency when it does cool down, and you're going to put it on your plate. Now you can serve this with vegetables, or you could do it with bread. I myself made some garlic bread with it, as you can see in the picture, and it is a great meal for either lunch or dinner. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.